Now that you've seen all the drills, let's do a little review and put everything together for you. Taking a look at our ready or base position, there's four main things that we need to focus on. The first is our egg beater. Second is hand position. The third is body position. And the fourth is living in the triangle. We've gone over the keys to a really strong egg beater, but let's review one more time. The first, a very wide base. We were all able to see how important this is in our demonstration. Secondly, we need to have high knees. The next two are probably our most important because that's where all the power is coming from. So number 3, big circles with that lower leg. Not moving the knee very much, but getting really, really wide circles, creating a lot of power, creating that vortex. That's number 4. We want that power that we are creating to be pointed down towards the bottom of the pool, not back behind us. We want it directly underneath our butts. Think about our example of the rocket. The power goes down and the rocket goes up. We want to be doing the same thing with our egg beater. The last piece of the puzzle, RPMs, or rotations per minute. We're looking for really quick leg turnover. Super, super important here. When we put all 5 of these keys to a strong egg beater together, we're going to do a great job there in the goal. Primary job of the egg beater is for getting up for the shot, recovery, balance, and movement. With those legs under control, working really, really hard underneath us, we can focus on the hands. So hand position, where should they be? Hands should be about shoulder width apart, slight bend at the elbows, very shallow in the water, and using an extremely light sculling motion. The primary job of the hands is to block the ball, not to get us up, not to move, just block that ball, keep those hands nice and light. When I talk about body position, I always try to differentiate between the lower body and the upper body. Our lower body is a tornado. It is constantly working with that good egg beater. Our upper body should be nice and relaxed, really, really easy in the water. We want to be in an upright and seated position with a slight lean forward, not too heavy on our chest or our hands. The body should be directly above our legs. Again, think of that power plant underneath us. We should now have a really technically sound base position. So now what do we do with that? We need to put ourselves in the best possible place to keep that ball from going in the goal. When I talk about living in the triangle, I'm talking about the triangle that's created by the 2 posts and the shooter. We always need to find the right spot within that triangle to take away the angles as best possible. We need to be really comfortable with our geometry here. Know the angles, and when we get to the right spot, we get balanced. We always want to have a nice and balanced position. Hold water here. Don't fall forward or lean on the shots. When we're in the right spot and hold our water, it's going to be hard for that shooter to get the ball past us. We always want to square our body to the shooter as well, keeping the shoulders perpendicular to the shooter as much as possible. We're in the perfect position. We're ready for that shot. Now what? With those really light hands and those legs really pumping, we give ourselves a very, very important thing, time. So with that time, we can wait to see where the ball's going before we move. As you can imagine, time is a pretty important thing. So when we don't have a lot of it, we get into some pretty bad habits. However, with time to react to that ball, we can eliminate a lot of those problems. For instance, we won't need to guess or jump early. We will have time to decide whether we should go with 2 hands for a shot within the halo or just 1 hand, a shot to the corner. It's very common to see goalies get up really big before the shot's taken and then try to react to the side once they know where it's going. By having our legs working really hard, our light hands, we don't have to worry about this. Also, we will have time to take our hands out. A lot of times we take our hands out way too early, and that limits our coverage and our mobility to the corners. We'll have time to react to a shot because our hands are so light in the water. Why is time so important? The reason is this. The longer it takes our hand to get out of the water, the later we will be on the block. We'll be forced to block the ball to our side or even behind us. Don't forget that as we're making our move, that ball's heading towards us at a pretty high rate. So the longer we take, the closer it gets to us, and the later we'll be blocking it. The reason we want to make sure we block it out front is that we're a lot stronger out front than we are when we're off to the side or even behind us on the block. Blocking that ball out front, we'll have a lot better opportunity to control that ball and certainly to keep it out of the goal. In order to maximize the amount of time that we have to block that ball and to take advantage of our strength when we block it out front, we want to move our hand directly from its ready position straight to where that ball will be. The earlier we can do that without guessing or moving early, the stronger our block will be, and we can eliminate common goalkeeper problems such as swinging or wax on or ole, which is a term that I give when the lead shoulder goes back into the goal in order to give yourself more time to block the ball. This is moving the body away from the ball. As goalies, we want to do the opposite and get our body in the way of the ball. And finally, pulling away from the ball or thinking that we really don't have a chance at it and not even going for it in the first place. All this should add up to being a brick wall in that cage. By maximizing our time on the shot and having our hand go directly to where the ball will be, we can become a brick wall. When we are in the correct position within that triangle, we can deter and intimidate the shooter. When we have great ready position at all times, we are in control of our destiny. It becomes the shooter's job to beat the goalkeeper, and we will